I mean, what is a guardian? A guardian is the guy who says be home by 10. You say, shut up, you're not my real dad. That's what a guardian is.
Never gets
Let's
old.
go.
Yeah, there we are, man. All right, episode 10. Crazy, man. Week 9 of the NFL, week 10 of the college football, week 1 of the NBA. Let's go.
Yep. Let's go, baby. Bulls
last week, the World Series.
Yeah,
Chicago
last week
Bulls
the
are
World
3-0.
Series.
Chicago Bulls are 3-0.
The greatest week in sports or month in sports, because
Yep.
I saw an infographic the other day. It's like 5 major sports. I'm like, what's the 5th sport? And it was Major League Soccer. I was like, oh, I kind of forgot about soccer. I'm like, okay, I guess so. So anyways, welcome, gents. What's new? What's kicking?
Not a whole lot,
here.
man.
It's raining over here. We had our final installment of the Post and Pray Classic on Monday. Had a great time in Orlando. It was awesome. Had a good time there. Had a playoff finish for one of the championships, and it was good.
Right on. What's is it? They play the whole hole, or like what do they do?
So actually, we got rained out in the second half of the day. Our lead group only got through 16 holes, and everybody only finished 11. So we actually made it an 11-hole tournament for scoring purposes. And we had 3 teams that tied for the net championship, although one of the teams had to leave. They couldn't stay. But we had to take our awards dinner elsewhere as well because the course we're at didn't have a restaurant after 5 o'clock. So we actually went to Popstroke, which is Tiger Woods' miniature golf place. It's like Top Golf for miniature golf. It's phenomenal. We had a bar area with TVs with Monday Night Football and World Series Game 3. When we did the awards, I let the guys know. I said, listen, hey, we have a tie. So we got to go get this figured out. So we went on the miniature golf course and we actually played their challenge hole to see who would actually take the hardware home. So it was all the guys standing around the hole. I mean, it was pretty fun. It actually worked out really well.
That's awesome.
Right, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. Yep. Had Jared Wolf there. Jared Wolf on one of the par 3s would hit his shot. And then anybody who hit their shot closer to the hole than Jared got $100 cash from our friends over at Descartes. And
nice.
Very first hole, he misses the green. And so we're like, oh man, they're all thinking easy money, right? 160 yards, hit the green, get $100 cash. Only one person hit the green. So
yeah, well then the pressure mounts, right? Because like, oh, I got this wide open green. So
that's right. Yeah. And then Jake DePerry hit it to 8 feet and actually beat Jared on the hole because Jared hit it to like 12 on that hole and he actually beat him. So 2 guys got the $100. So we got $200 in cash and just had a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Best tournament in transportation.
Let's go, baby. The Premier Golf Tournament. Let's go.
Yep. Well, I don't know if the NFL schedule, I guess it wasn't as crazy.
Listen, KO, I got to stop you. Listen, we can't even talk about that yet. All right.
Okay. What do we got to talk about?
Can we not just stop for a minute and say that on Monday night, we probably saw the most incredible one-game performance in Major League Baseball history? Maybe Major League Baseball. I don't know if it's just playoffs. I think it's major. I don't know if anybody's ever done what Ohtani did on Monday night. He went 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, 2 home runs, walked 5 times, and then turned around and pitched last night. Now he didn't win last night. He gave up 4 runs, but like that's insane. This is crazy. The Toronto Blue Jays made the decision in 1 inning to intentionally walk him with a man on second as well. And then pitched to Mookie Betts, former MVP, followed by Freddie Freeman, former World Series MVP. And we all agreed that it was the right decision. He intentionally walked the guy to face 2 MVPs. It's just insane. And he reached base 9 times. It's the most ever. The previous most ever was 6.
Wow.
And he reached base 9 times on Monday. So
18 innings certainly helps, but still it doesn't diminish the feat. Well, and that's even on the heels of his 3-game homer or 3 homer game and 10 strikeouts. So it's like, I mean, generational player. I mean, the best player I've ever seen, obviously, because he's pitching, hitting. I mean,
he's probably had 2 of the all-time greatest performances in the last week and a half in Major League Baseball. In the last week and a half, it's probably 2 of them, if not the top 2 ever. I mean,
well, and if you break it down, it's actually 3. He just did 2 of them in 1 game.
Right, 1 game. That's right. He did a pitching and just incredible. So shout out to Shohei Ohtani. Series tied at 2. It's now a 3-game series for the World Series. I love it.
So all right, since we're on it, who's going to win? Down to a 3-game series.
Man, I like the momentum of the Blue Jays. Man, I just think they won it. I know the Dodgers won it too. I don't get it wrong, but I feel like the Dodgers have a feeling of they have a feeling of inevitability. But Blue Jays just won it, man. They're just fighting. And I love how they came back from that 18. I mean, you lose game 3, by the way, in a tied series, and you only have a 30% chance, according to the odds, of winning the series. They came back after 18 innings, facing Shohei Ohtani, and got the job done. I love their fight. So I'm going to go, if I had to bet, I'm going to go Toronto right now.
Yeah. I think the momentum's
opposite.
You're opposite?
Yeah, I'd go LA.
Of course you are, dude. Of course you are. You're just waiting to hear what I said.
Absolutely. Trey goes first, and I'm just chiming in with the opposite right away.
Opposite. That's right.
We've never talked about that Tommy always disagrees with Trey, but I don't know if that's just a thing that always happens or what.
It's become a pretty steady pattern for the most part.
Sometimes.
In fact, I think it's so rare that when we do agree, we actually make a moment of it on the show.
Yeah.
So I think it might be a thing.
I think momentum's a huge thing. So I think the Dodgers are the better team, but I think the momentum is certainly in Toronto's favor, especially going home because whoever wins is gonna win it in Toronto. That's the crazy thing.
And the only thing that has me thinking that the Dodgers really have a really strong chance is their next 3 starting pitchers are just unbelievable. Like Ohtani's their 4th best pitcher,
right?
And he's good. So that good pitching always beats good hitting, and that's where I think that they have a little bit of the advantage. But man, Toronto just wants it so bad, man. They're just fighting real hard. Vladimir Guerrero, man, guys playing great. They're all just hitting timely hits. Obviously, having Springer go down, I don't know his status if he's able to come back or not, but that's a big loss.
Yeah.
All right, back to the NFL.
All right, 23 minutes.
Yep, because we got it. NBA's here. We got to talk about Thursday was a dud, pretty much. But we will point out, or at least I will, that Trey did pick Minnesota again in our pick 'em.
Trey, we agreed we weren't going to pick them, and you picked them.
I had a rough week. Listen, I had a rough week. Yeah, I don't know. I just believe in Kevin O'Connell so much. It's almost toxic at this point. It's almost toxic how much I believe in him. And I got to stop. So I won't be picking him again for a while. I don't think that,
I don't believe you.
Obviously Wentz is hurt. JJ's not really going to be ready just yet. So give maybe a week, maybe 1 week. Let's see who are they playing this week? Because that might.
Listen, I'll be frank. If I had actually picked last week, I was going with Minnesota too. So it's just a toxic thing, man. I love Kevin so much.
It is. It's so toxic. This is a place where we agree. But they play the Lions next week. I will not be picking the Vikings.
Nope, not picking them.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Well, for the week we had
let's not talk about it. Let's not.
4-way tie, but strong solo.
Don't even scroll down.
I won't. Strong solo hit the tiebreaker on the head to win the week. That's crazy. 10-3, which isn't bad. A lot of times teams off on bye, so not as many games. And then we had a 2-game spread. Luckily, Tyson and Scott and G did not win more than me. So I didn't lose any game, but I didn't gain any games either. That's the negative. I'm on a major slide, man. I got to figure this out. And I don't know.
I feel you.
Yeah. We all, I think everybody on the show, we're probably right now the 3 worst pickers of the league right now. We're pretty close.
Oh, I know. I'm only 3 games back. Let's not.
Oh, man. When you look at the results last week, you don't even see my name because you have to scroll down to find it. It was that bad of a week. I only got 6 games right. I just don't know where my head's at. It's been a rough week. It's going to be a hard one to get over this week. I got to bounce back some way.
George Costanza, right? Just pick them and then do the opposite.
I'm almost to that point. Like if I got another bad week this week, I'm probably going to do that. But then I don't know. Like am I gonna pick against the Chiefs because that's obviously the opposite of what I would do. Yeah. No. So I can't do that.
I think maybe that's just like on the 50-50 games.
Yeah.
Just flip a coin.
Yeah, just go opposite of whatever I thought, and I don't know. I don't see this getting much better anytime soon. We'll see.
We'll come back to where you're really good at in a little bit on the NBA because you picked up where you left off as a teaser on that.
True.
So
that's true. Facts.
We got to get through the NFL first. I think Cincinnati, man.
We got to start with the Jets. Exactly. We got to start with this game.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I didn't. I knew the Jets were going to win at some point this year. I thought the Bengals were kind of getting some momentum with Flacco.
And the win over the Steelers the previous week, but
how do you give up 23 points to the Jets in the fourth quarter? Like I don't like who's playing? What do they do? It's like these teams get this mindset that it's the fourth quarter and they don't have to do the same things they did before. They just I don't know.
I just had to look to see if the Jets had even scored 23 points this year, and they have, but only twice previously in the whole games before this week, and they did it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I just and on the road. I mean, the Bengals are at home. Bengals fans have to just feel like they're constantly being teased.
Yeah.
That's
it. Absolutely.
No. Just kind of, whoa, no. It's just constant.
It's pretty bad.
But shout out to the Jets, got to win, and it didn't really impact their draft standing. So not a problem. Except Tennessee is, they're tied with Tennessee now, but they got a good shot at getting it. I think Tennessee will win more games than them at the end of the year, but we'll see.
Yeah, what a horrible.
Shout out to Justin Fields for handling the situation about as good as you can overall. I mean, getting trashed before the game and just,
Yeah. Did you see his interview where he goes, I'm going to be really vulnerable right now? I think he said, I sat down in the closet and cried.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
I mean, but being honest, I mean.
I love Justin Fields. I think he's
like
really
him
good.
too.
Yeah. I think the Bears did him. I think Chicago Bears did him really dirty. I think, they wouldn't upgrade the offensive line. They wouldn't give him any assets to throw to. He had one tight end, one guy at wide receiver with terrible offensive line. And then they, for 3 straight years, and then they draft Caleb Williams, give him every wide receiver you can get, start drafting offensive linemen. They just did Justin Fields really dirty, and I genuinely hope he turns out to be an amazing quarterback in the NFL, because I think he's got all the attributes to do so. I think he's a little bit undersized, but I think that plays well to his running game and being able to be a dual threat.
We've talked about this over and over, man. You got to be in the right system for your skill set and what you're doing. Got to be in the right system. So, pretty shocked about that whole thing, but kudos to him for coming back and getting that win. That was big. I got to say, this season just feels like we don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know what's going on, and I don't think that we've ever gotten to like November, which is, coming up here on Saturday. I don't think we've ever gotten to this stage and not had a good feeling of what's going on this year. I just don't. I don't know if I trust Buffalo. What are the Ravens going to be like with Lamar coming back full strength? The Chiefs look really good right now, but their record's not that great. Broncos are 6-2, but I don't know. People don't really believe in them, but they got a good record. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Some other games. What about Scatterby? I mean, what a horrific injury.
That's
awful.
I mean,
that sucks.
Dislocated ankle, compound fracture. I saw today that he tore the ligament. I forget what it is, the inside of his ankle. All recoverable, but man, the guy was having a great start to his career and just
looked so nasty, and it looked like it was a drop, hip drop tackle too, which is probably why they outlawed that, because it's just such a dangerous play to just drag yourself on a guy trying to get him down. But yeah, it looked nasty, man. It just sucks. That guy had so much energy and so much of a future, but sometimes these moments just prove the character of a guy like that. I don't know if he'll be back in time for next year, but man, like, you hope he does. I mean, he's so much.
Yeah, I read that he should be back, no problem, as long as there's not any complications. Which
sure, but I mean, gosh, he did so much damage. I mean, gosh, he's got to rehabilitate a lot in that ankle.
The biggest one was risk for infection when you have a compounded fracture. That's why you had to have the surgery in Philly, because you're not going to transport somebody.
Right.
No, I mean, bones sticking out is just like that's.
Oh man,
it's not best practice.
So sad, man. So sad. I like Jackson Dart, though. I think, I think he's going to have a good overall season, proving himself. I think they found their quarterback for sure. Get Scatterby back. Maybe they'll make him, move at the trade deadline to get somebody if they win a couple games here. But they got a bright future to build on. That was sad to see.
Yeah, I think for them it's almost regrouping for next season at 2-6, because you got Malik Neighbors out, you got Cam Scatterby out.
Right.
It's like just try to get Dart.
Keep Jackson Dart safe.
Keep him safe.
Yeah.
Don't play hero ball.
Wrap. He needs some bubble wrap around him every game now.
Yeah, because I mean he's a little bit like Scatterby. He looks for the contact, and it's like 17-game season. I don't know if that's the best strategy when you're playing guys in the NFL. High school, College, maybe, because not everybody's.
It's his personality though. I don't see him backing off on that. And I mean, he's probably going to still be aggressive. He's probably going to take this as a challenge to prove who he is.
Yeah,
man, you just hope nothing happens to him because he and Scottaboo together, they're a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, they are.
What happened in Atlanta? We need Josh Lyles on this call. What is going on in Atlanta?
Well, we know that Kirk Cousins is on the bench for a reason. We do know that is proven yet again.
Right. Yeah, that was a good choice.
Should have traded him in like week 2 when there was actually a market for him, because now there's no market for that guy whatsoever.
Yeah. That dude is dead weight if there ever was.
Oh my goodness, so bad.
Yeah, I mean, you give up 34 to the Dolphins at home and score 10 points. Oh my gosh!
It's just like a couple of weeks ago, like when they played Carolina. It's who the hell is this team? It's like Tua has looked so terrible all season. He threw 4 touchdowns and looked like an MVP candidate. Like I don't know who this team is. I don't know who a lot of these teams are. I'm a very confused NFL pick'ems person right now, and I'm not feeling very fun right now, guys. This has not been as fun. But I'll say the parity in the NFL this season feels very, very interesting, because it's just like you don't know on any given day who the hell's going to win, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Maybe that's it. Is that there's actual parity this year overall?
Yeah.
There's really not a dominant team. I think if on the NFC, we'd probably put Detroit as the most dominant team, but even they have vulnerabilities. Yep. We talked about the Chiefs. They look great, but clearly, I mean, they lost to Jacksonville. They had no reason losing to Jacksonville, and they lost to Jacksonville. So, yeah, I think you're right. I think just the parity is there. I mean, the Falcons had 200 yards of offense at home, and Kirk Cousins is new to the offense. Like, he knows the offense. I know he's not getting love, but he knows the offense. He knows what they're trying to do, and he's played well in his career. It's not like he's been trashed his whole career. Like, that was just shocking to me that they just couldn't get anything going.
Well, and you have one of, if not the best guy in the backfield, at Bijan Robinson.
Yeah,
what
are we doing? He got 9 carries for 25 yards.
Yeah, and you got Drake London, you got Pitts. I mean, but if the quarterback can't hit the receivers, it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, and it's almost like Miami knew that and just loaded up for the run.
Yeah,
Bijan getting 25 yards. Come on, like that should have been his game.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, this season is just absolutely nuts in terms of what's going on, and I don't know. I'm not sure what's going to – I just don't know what to pick. I mean, I literally ought to have my daughter just come pick games for me and see what happens.
There you go.
I think that's where we're at.
Other games, Indianapolis, I mean, just continues on. They look really good.
Rolling.
I think Jonathan Taylor, I could be wrong. Tommy, you might know. I think he's had, 4 games with 3 touchdowns or something stupid? Or at least multiple touchdowns?
Multiple touchdowns, yeah. He's looked so good.
I mean, he's got 14 touchdowns on the year right now, I think. Is that what I heard?
I think so.
I know it's quite a few.
Yeah, I mean that's an incredible season overall. Yeah. I think 14 total, 12 running. I think 2 receiving. 2 receiving. That's a solid season if he stops right now. He's already got over 1,000 yards of total offense from line of scrimmage. I mean, they're just rolling right now, and we'll see what happens as the season goes on. If they get into the December games, things tighten up a little bit. Playoffs, which a lot of the players haven't really experienced the playoffs before. We'll see how it works out, but they're rolling right now, man. Kudos for them.
Man, Daniel Jones been rolling too.
Mm-hmm.
Playing very solid, very clean.
Yeah.
Not a lot of mistakes. I mean, he's got those, 20 of 27, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, it's hard to beat when a quarterback is efficient, not making mistakes, and 3 touchdowns in the air. I mean, he's playing great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the list, and Dallas Goedert is 4th on the list for touchdowns for the year. I would have never guessed that.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, with 7.
Wow.
But crazy.
They're rolling right now, which is good. So kudos to them. The Texans, kind of shocking after 0-3 to at least get to 3-4, beat the 49ers. I think that might have been one of the few games I picked correctly. I don't know.
I certainly didn't. Well, I think I told you guys, I finally picked the Niners and they lay an egg. It's just like
it's the season, man. It's like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
It's just kind of goofy right now, I think is the best way to say it. But
and they can. I think I saw a stat. They just traded for the guy from, I think it was White from New England. It was a starter a few years ago because they cannot generate a pass rush. And if you can't put pressure on the QB, at least move him off his spot without having to blitz. You know,
he's going to pick a secondary apart.
Yeah. If you blitz too much, then you're getting picked apart in the secondary, and you're leaving. You know, and if you don't have the cover skills, you just can't. Some teams can do that, but the Niners are not one. So,
Yep, that's right. Broncos rolled over Dallas. I think Dallas is another one of those teams that's just teasing its fan base left and right. I mean, you know,
that's like the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah, they had the top offense in the league, points scored, I believe, going into this game, and only put 24, but gave up 44. Man, not going to win a lot of games doing that.
Well, I think Dak isn't he like the highest rated QB for the season? I thought I saw, you know, third in passing yards, but highest rated QB, and it's like your team is trash. How is that possible?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I mean, I think Micah Parsons' situation definitely messed up the defense for the year. It's just hard to overcome losing a key playmaker like that. It just messes up the secondary. Don't get pressure on the quarterback. But yeah, they're just teasing their fan base. You know, great offense can't win a game. Great offense can't win a game. They're clearly going to win the playoffs without defense. You know, they make the playoffs. So that's definitely not going to happen. But yeah, Broncos are rolling. I'll tell you what, I'm a little nervous about the Broncos. You know, they beat us last year. They seem to be playing pretty well. We got a game coming up here, I think in 2 weeks against Denver. That's going to be interesting to see where we are at that point.
Yeah. I'm kind of looking forward to that game, honestly.
I am too.
It's going to be a defining game for, I think, both teams. Like, are the Chiefs as good as we think they are? Because now everybody's talking the Chiefs up on, TV and whatnot. And are the Broncos legit? You know, or not? Can they get over the hump again? Because if they beat the Chiefs, they've got the direct path to the AFC West. You know, in front of them. But if the Chiefs win, now we got a little bit of a battle on our hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Any other games last week, or was that? I mean, Monday night, I know the Chiefs rolled. I was really happy when Rashee Rice scored that touchdown because I had a 3-leg parlay with Mahomes for 280 plus, Rice for 80 plus, and anytime TD, and that TD got him over the yards and the touchdown. So I was like, yes.
Boom, hit. That's right. That's safe. No, they look pretty solid. It was obviously a slow start to the game, but then the second half they played really, really well in the second half. I think they're just finding their groove, man, and like they're going to be hard to stop if they stay healthy, especially on offense. And their defense is right now just been solid. I think they've averaged like 8 points a game in the last 3 games on defense.
I know the Redskins didn't do a lot in that game, but that touchdown by Terry McLaurin was pretty impressive.
That was awesome. Yeah, it was really good. A really good play and good call. I think they originally called it out, right? And they returned it. Yeah, no, it was a great play. But Chiefs are rolling right now. They're playing pretty good. I feel pretty confident going into these next 3 games that are going to tell a lot because I think they play the Bills, Broncos, and then can't remember who else they have, but they've got a pretty tough 3-game stretch here. Bills, Broncos, Colts.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm gonna
one in those 3 games. I think that's good. 3-0 obviously is a dream.
Yeah, my hot take is they're gonna go into Buffalo and just handle them. I'm just gonna get that out of the way right now. I just feel like the Chiefs are gonna do that.
Where your head's at, baby.
Yeah. So the Bills are just they're not that impressive to me, unfortunately.
Again, it's one of those things where it's like, are they legit? I mean, I know that they're 5-2, but is it a good 5-2 or is it kind of a crappy 5-2? It doesn't feel like a good 5-2 right now. That's right. Doesn't feel like.
It doesn't feel like a good 5-2 at all. I mean, the only really good game they had. I mean, they've had no good games. I think probably for the first time this season, I'm going to agree with both you guys. I'm taking Kansas City Chiefs this week because I just don't think Buffalo Bills. I just don't think they have it together. I just don't think
now I'm nervous. If we're all taking the Chiefs, that's never good. That's never worked out well.
Now we're all going to change our picks, and Kansas City's going to win.
I'm not changing the pick, but it's all right. I'll tell you one game that did surprise me. We'll finish with this one, and then we'll move on to the NBA. I was pretty shocked that the Steelers laid such an egg in the second half of their.
That was Packers. I know.
I mean, they were up 6-7. I know they were playing well, and then just something happened, man. It was like a switch was flipped, and they just had no control in the second half. I mean,
it was
couldn't get to Jordan Love.
Really bad.
Rodgers seemed to just play just real stagnant kind of football. I don't know. It was not impressive at all. So I was a little surprised about that.
Yeah, I was disappointed in myself. It was just not good.
Now, Tommy, listen, we haven't. I don't know if this is strategic on your part or not, but we have not brought up the Ravens Bears game.
Hey, that's fine with me. They crapped the bet all over themselves. I said they were going to win 5 games a season. I did pick them. I'll be very frank. I was a little excited. I was thinking, hey, the Ravens have been stumbling all over themselves this year, like a lot of other teams. And I thought that, hey, Caleb Williams is going to have a good game. He didn't throw 1 touchdown. I don't know. I
was pretty shocked. Yeah, with that performance. I mean,
yeah, he didn't look as good. I mean, the whole team kind of looked off in this game. I don't know.
The real concern you got to think is they gave up 177 yards rushing. Only 71 was to Derrick Henry.
To be frank,
I'm 177 yards rushing.
I'm not shocked by that at all. To be frank, I mean, the three wins we've had. I mean, 2 of the 3 wins we've had are just very lucky wins. We've got the Bengals this week. I think it's going to be. 2 terrible teams. Who do you pick, right? I mean, do I pick Chicago Bears? Do you pick Cincinnati? You got the Giants next. Maybe they'll get a win there. But aside from that, I don't see them winning too many more games. And I think the fun streak for the Chicago Bears is coming to an end.
Yeah, they're giving up 350 yards on average per game and 143 rushing. So
you don't need to dig it in any deeper. I watched the game.
Tommy knows the stats.
Yeah, so it's not like it was dramatically off from what they've been doing, but still, it's like, man, like that was a shock that Caleb didn't play any better and that they just couldn't really get anything going against the Ravens, who had backup quarterback Huntley, who's he's a decent quarterback. Certainly
he's a good quarterback,
not a slouch, but. That game really shocked me. I did not see that coming from Chicago. I thought Chicago was going to win that game.
I picked Chicago too.
Dadgummit. All right. Well, we got to move on to NBA here, but this week I'm looking forward to that Chiefs-Bills game. I think it's going to be a great game. And then outside of that, there's a lot of divisional games that are happening. Vikings-Lions, that should be an easy one for the Lions. I got a hot take. I think that the Steelers are actually going to give the Colts a tough game. I think they're going to bounce back.
Not a chance.
And, I think they might give them a tough game. It might be a shock. It's a hot take. That's why it's a hot take.
Yeah. Before we go to the NBA, I gotta share this picture here real quick. So this guy right here. So this is my son last night. First college basketball.
Yeah, baby.
15. Oh yeah.
Look at. So Ian's 5'9", maybe. And I told him last night, I think you've grown, because I was like standing next to him, like he looked taller and a little thicker.
Not in that picture.
Well, look at this guy next to him.
That's what I'm saying. He's like 6'10".
Yeah. So this guy, Ian, blocked this dude's shot.
Really? So he
from
can't
behind
nice.
As a help defender.
Yeah.
But it's like anytime you block a guy's shot that's a foot taller than you, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty legit.
Yeah. That's pretty awesome. So
what did he have to say about the game? You guys got to go, right?
Yeah, we got to go. I was telling my wife about this on the way home last night. And I said like this, I said, I absolutely love basketball. I love basketball, but I'm not going to hang my life or my kid's life on the game, because we walked out and there was another kid and their parents, and kid had an off game. He's a great player. He just had an off game. It was his first college game. He's forcing everything. I've seen him play a million times. I know he's a great player, but you can see it in the body language of his parents that they were disappointed. And it was just like, to me, I'm like, man, it's the way you frame it. For me, it's like, you get to play this game in college. It's not I have to play this.
Right.
Or my parents are making me, or it's like I have to go to class or whatever. Reframe it and say, you know what? I have one of the best opportunities of my life to play a college sport in a game that I love. And so what? I had a bad game. You know what?
Yeah.
But I'm going to come back better.
Well, and the cool thing is that if you're playing college basketball, you can take confidence in just knowing you've earned that spot.
Yeah.
That wasn't given to you. That you earned that spot. You got to be in there. And after a while, like it's like anything else, like the pressure starts to change. You start to get more comfortable with it. You start to the game slows down a little bit, which is always good. Just takes a while sometimes to get that. But I think it's a great approach, man. Like, you're just there as a fan now, man. You're just watching somebody play ball and enjoying it. And, whether you talk about the game afterwards or not, doesn't even matter. It's just it's a bonus right now. You're playing with house money,
Well, I got to share one more picture because he didn't get my arms. So it's just fun to see it, and it's just so cool. But
that's awesome.
To your point, Trey, after the game, it's like we talked about classes because he has biology and he has chemistry, and it's like, he's like, it's so much harder than I thought. And we told him that, like, listen, college is going to be a lot harder than high school.
Yeah.
He went to private school through 6th grade, and then our oldest stayed at private school pretty much all the way through high school. So public school versus private school right now are two different things, as far as workload. And so, Ian's a great student, but he's like, this is hard. And he's been putting in the work. He got a 90 on his biology test, and he had his chemistry test Monday. And so we'll see how it goes. He's a smart kid, but he's definitely working, which nice. I told him, I said, I'm more proud about that than the basketball. I love watching the basketball, and we're going to make every game. But it's really about what you're doing in the classroom. That's the most important thing. So,
yeah. I mean, for somebody like him, especially, you're not going to do anything after this, in basketball, maybe coach or something if you get a chance, but making sure that you're learning as much as you can, get the most out of it, and setting yourself up for whatever's next is
exactly.
That's important.
I mean, you think about the friends that we've all made playing sports, whether it's, little league or whatever, growing up, and it's like those are your lifelong buddies. You share great memories. So
yeah. That's cool, man. Tell them congrats. That's cool to see.
Yep, I will. Do we want to hit college or just go right to the NBA?
Dude, we gotta hit college. Let's hit college. Listen, I've got it. I have to ask. We can jump right to the NBA after this question. Brian Kelly gets fired. $53 million owed to him at LSU. What do you guys think? I need to change my contracts for my clients. That's what I think. I gotta figure out a way to get exit money. I gotta figure that out. This is insane. That is insane. Why do colleges agree to that? I mean, that's like over $100 million between James Franklin and Brian Kelly to get fired for nowhere. To not. I mean, that's better than Kawhi Leonard's no-show job, right? That's significantly better than that.
Well, and I saw a thing too. I forget who it was that signed both Kelly. Was it him and Jimbo Fisher? Yep. That the two worst biggest payouts were both signed by the same AD, and I'm like, that guy's fired. Yeah, I'm like, how do you do that? And where are they getting this money to pay for this? I mean, this is so. I saw this report that went out that was talking about immediately after the game, boosters met up with the governor at the governor's mansion, demanding that he get involved and get Brian Kelly fired. And there was apparently a booster who was asking different boosters at the game at A&M, saying, "How much are you committed to the buyout?" Asking different how much you'll commit to getting him out of LSU. So they were talking about it before the game. They've obviously had these talks before, and it got as high as the governor's mansion to get him out. So wow, that's pretty crazy. Now, do they have to sit out? Is this buyout money sit out for the rest? See, that's no, so if he gets hired. That's the crazy thing to me is that they're going to pay him that, and now he can go anywhere else. Who agrees to this thing? But most contracts, if they go somewhere else, then that money's not all of it's owed. But I did read if they do get another contract, they lose some. So if he signs a $1 million contract, they still owe him $52 million. Yeah, $52 million. Well, say it's $9 million a year. They'll owe him $8 million a year. Still, that is crazy. Yeah. That to me, that's just nuts. I mean, obviously, people running these schools are not business-oriented people, or at least I hope not. That doesn't seem. Well, it seems like the booster money has gotten so crazy, and these people are love their football so much. Yeah, that it doesn't. It's not a rational thought process, right? Because do you think a college is going to hire Brian Kelly? I mean, he at this point, I feel like he has 100%. I feel like there's so many toxic reputation. That's what I think. I don't disagree, but he's got such a winning record. Someone like Wisconsin or a Nebraska, if their head coach leaves, someone like a Florida or even Oregon State. State, one of these other teams that just wants to rebuild their program, I think that there's 100% chance he gets rehired. I think he sits out this rest of the season. Obviously, I think he even sits out the rest of next year. But I think after that, I think there's going to be a want for Brian Kelly or just another coach. So I think he'll get a couple more shots. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you're right, but I don't think it's going to be a pattern here, But I don't think he's going to go. I don't think he's going to go somewhere like Penn State this year.
I think that they're going to look elsewhere. But I've heard that name floated a lot for that position, so I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. He was 10-4 his first year at LSU, clearly without his not his players. He was playing, playing with someone else's. And then as he got his players in there, it just kept going down. Went from first in the West to second, then fourth. This year, obviously 5-3, 2-3 in the conference. Like it's going down. And I don't know. I feel like when you get a chance to see somebody, even if they win, but you start to understand the toxicity around them, you're just asking for trouble bringing them in.
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to happen to you. It's like, do you really want that? And is he going to take less money, like significantly less money for that?
Probably not.
I mean, I just don't see that being a win, even for an Oregon State. I mean, I'd rather get a guy who's young and hungry and has a little more integrity and less toxicity.
Yeah, I agree. It's interesting because I wonder how often we're going to see some of these 8, 9, 10-year coaching contracts going forward. I mean, they signed Kelly away from Notre Dame like a 9-year contract off the get-go. That kind of seems really irrational. I mean, obviously you have to do what you have to do to lure a top-tier head coach away, but a 4 or 5 year stint sounds pretty solid to see if this is your guy, and to pay him, and maybe overpay and pay him $11 million a year instead of 9. But I don't think we're going to see any of these really long-term contracts.
That's what I'm saying. These athletic directors are probably not the most business savvy people in the world. In my opinion. I mean, that's just crazy. I guess I need an agent. That's what I need to write these contracts for me. So I need.
As bad as the Tar Heels are and that experiment has been, I don't think that Bill Belichick and Lombardi went about it wrong in saying that we need a GM here, because I think at the top level, I think you need the athletic director, but I think the athletic director needs to be more like a general manager for the football, for different sports, because this is becoming more of a pro sport every single year. And you need to have that structure. I mean, this is the NFL without the structure of the NFL. So it's very interesting. And I think that as time evolves, I think we're going to see some more of that structure of like what Carolina's doing, but more of like it actually functioning well, having a general manager overseeing and actually making those decisions instead of the AD making all those decisions.
Yeah, the AD can be responsible for booking flights and, going to their conference meetings and stuff like that. Let them do all that stuff. But these contracts are they're just insane. I can't believe it.
Well, it brings up a really valid point, because if you think about it, the AD, you may be removing the power in that position, right, by doing that, which is needed in many cases, because it's a checks. You need checks and balances, right? And if the coach is coming to you and say, I need this, and the athletic director's not involved in the day-to-day or part of those negotiations or conversations, they might wilt, or they may not have the expertise, and they're just leaning on that coach. Whereas if you have a GM in there, as long as you can have a good working relationship, that's going to, I think, help strengthen the program, because, it's not ego driven, where it's like, I got to do this because I'm in charge and I said so.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think there has to be a new layer, because it's a new world. College athletics, not new world overall. And it's not just for, I mean, for some schools, it's not just the football program, it's the basketball team, it's
absolutely
other sports,
every sport
that are,
I mean, softball too, women's softball, they're paying some of these gals crazy money. There's a gal from Bend, she was at UCLA, Addison Fisher, now she's at Georgia, and it's like, was it Texas Tech women's softball? They paid that gal several $1 million to go there.
Unbelievable. They've been good for a long time. Yeah, they've probably got the money and the backing to do that. Yeah, it just seems like this is the new era, and it's going to need some structure to do that. Right now, it's totally the Wild West right now.
Yeah.
That was my soapbox about the NCAA.
I think that's the biggest. Yeah, I don't really have much last week. I mean, other than I think
there were some good games,
but I thought they were.
There were some good games last week overall, but I mean, that was the biggest. I think that news overtook everything else that happened in NCAA football last week.
100%. I was a little bummed that Missouri didn't put up more of a fight against Vandy. I mean, they held it close, but I was hopeful that they could get it going and get a good
job,
win.
Vanderbilt.
Right. Yeah, they do have something else. Did you guys watch any of game day?
I watched highlights of the kick. That's about it.
I saw the kick. Yeah, that's all I saw.
So Nate, the comedian Nate, like Bargatze or what? I don't know his name.
Bargatze, yeah.
guy is hilarious. So he's from Nashville or whatever. So he was on, and I mean, you got to go find his like picks because the guy he's a comedian, so he's just hilarious. And then I don't know that everybody knows. I kind of forgot this, but like Vandy is like, that's where the smart kids go. Yep. It's like they were interviewing. It's like, well, I got a 1595 on my SAT. I missed one question. So like I got a 35 on the ACT, and it's like, and that was when Nate's like, I wasn't smart enough to go to Vandy. So,
well, you know what's funny about all those guys? I see some of their picks, and I think a bunch of them picked not IU to lose, but IU to whoever IU played to put up a good fight against UCLA to put up a great fight against IU. And I saw the final score, and I didn't even watch the IU game, and they steamrolled them.
Yeah, IU is rolling right now. So who's gonna play them in the SEC championship? I'm pretty sure they're gonna, or in the Big Ten championship. I'm pretty sure they're gonna.
It's Ohio State.
It'll be Ohio State.
Yeah.
That'll be a fun game that'll be one of those games where it's like, okay, how legit are they? I mean, they clearly went out to Oregon and took care of Oregon, but we've talked about Oregon and big games and their struggles. But I think them against Ohio State this year is going to be a really good litmus test for them to see where they're at.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that because after seeing Indiana in person, it's like they were controlling the whole game, every phase of it.
Yeah.
And that's what good teams do.
Yeah. Here in a couple of weeks, we're going to get to start talking about CFP and who the 12 are going to be that get in.
I know. No,
I'm excited to see some of those teams. Like BYU's having a great year. I think that they are pretty legit. They're probably going to get in for sure. Georgia Tech, no one's talking about them.
Yeah,
are they going to get in?
Oh, at 8-0, they totally would.
As long as they don't blow it here coming, because if they get one loss, people are going to be like, oh, they're not.
I think it would be. They got to win the ACC though, right? Because that's what they're in.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. They just have to win the ACC, and then they'll be in.
Yeah, and the issue with BYU just out of it. Yeah, go ahead.
The issue with BYU is they just haven't played anyone. I mean, their biggest win against Utah, and they almost lost to Arizona. They have a big game against Texas Tech this week, so I think that'll be a kind of defining week for them this week.
Yeah, and they got Cincinnati in 2.5 weeks. And I think that's going to be a good game too because they're a top 20 team. They've been playing well. But what I'm saying is I just like the fact that these teams that are kind of unknown and a little bit under the radar are going to get a shot.
In there.
Yeah,
I think that's so good for college football in general. And then you got some pretty good teams that are kind of on the outside looking in from a CFP rankings perspective. When you got Tennessee at 14, Virginia at 15. We've talked about Cincinnati there at 17. So there's some teams that they play well. They might get in at the end, might get a pick. Notre Dame's sitting at 12 right now. They can't lose another game. So there's some good action going on in 10 through 20 to see who gets those last 2-3 spots.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, NBA finally here.
What do you want to start with, Care? Are we going to start with the scandals? We're going to start with
there's a lot to talk about. I know.
What are we talking about today? Let's go, baby.
I don't know, man.
I will say this.
Chicago Bulls are 3-0.
Yeah, Chicago Bulls
are 3-0.
I think we have 3 good teams too, right? Because I know the first 2 games they beat good teams. So the Hawks, the Magic, and the Pistons, which are all.
I did not see that coming.
No, I did not either.
That was not on my bingo card. But here's what I'll say: is we're going to move to 4-0 against the Sacramento Kings tonight, and their former teammates Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan. I don't think they stand a chance.
Every time I hear DeMar, I think of that skit with
the more I hear it, the less I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. I had I did not pick well with Chicago. I had Orlando beating them. That didn't happen. Orlando at home. I thought they would put up a little bit better fight. And I think I'm kind of on the outs when it comes to picking Chicago right now. So I got to change my strategy on that. But everything else was pretty solid this week. I felt pretty good about most of it.
Let's see, how did I do?
I'll probably pick the Bulls in every game this season again, and live to regret that. But I'm a diehard Chicago. I'm a believable. I believe that they can do it. So
Yeah, well, this year you might do better than last year. What would you? I'd love to see your record last year picking them. We need to go back and look at that. You know, what was your record?
Let's not. How about we not do that? Well, let's not look at that.
It's got to be better this year if you're going to pick them more often because I think they look a lot better. So
I agree. No, I fully agree.
That will go well. I was a little surprised that Washington beat Dallas, but I shouldn't say too surprised. Cooper Flag, early in the season, they're kind of figuring out who they are again as a team. But I just assumed they'd be significantly better than Washington, and that was a surprise.
Yeah, I did too, because then I picked Washington against Charlotte, and they laid an egg.
As they should have against Dallas. I mean, that's what we all thought was going to happen.
I was shocked that Miami kicked Memphis in the teeth by 30 plus.
Yes, I was not. The heck? I'm not. Really? I'm not a believer of Memphis. I'm still sour on them from last year.
I'm just not a Miami believer either. I didn't think they were going to beat them by 30.
Mine was less of Miami and more of my feelings about Memphis. I'm still a little sour on Memphis overall.
That's fair.
I just don't. I mean, I did pick them against Indiana, and they won that game. But that's because I'm even more sour on Indiana where they are right now. So I was not big on them. I was really shocked to see Portland put up 140 against Golden State. Yeah. That one I did not see coming at all. I think none of us saw it coming. Actually, we all picked Golden State on
especially after the scandal for them, right? Because
I thought they're gonna suck. Maybe they played free, and we're just like the natural talent came out.
The rotations were free, and Chauncey wasn't making money.
Now, the pick that I'm most proud of, and I think that Tommy, you're gonna like this one. The pick that I'm most proud of from last week has got to be the Detroit Houston.
I knew that. That was a good one.
That's got to be my favorite one. I just, I'm so high on Detroit right now, and I'm so not high on Houston. I mean, I think Houston is just a lot of fluff, man. That's just my take. Is like people are looking at the roster going, yeah, they got a shot. They're going to be good. Nah, listen, KD is the best number 2 in the league. He's a good player. They're just not as good as people think, in my opinion. I'm big on Detroit. I think Detroit has, obviously a lot of momentum from last year and great roster and a lot of desire. So I was pretty proud of that pick.
Didn't Detroit lay an egg though against somebody else too? I gotta look and see. They lost the Bulls and the Cavs. I guess those aren't laying eggs. So
yeah. I mean, lots of decent teams.
I don't disagree that I don't think Houston. Here's my thing. I'm not betting on Kevin Durant for Houston. I'm betting on everyone else around Kevin Durant. Amen Thompson. Obviously, Van Fleet is down for the rest of the season.
That one hurts.
But Jayshawn Tate, Jabari Smith. I mean, I really like Steven Adams on this team. I'm betting on everyone else around this team who's getting better and Kevin Durant to elevate them. I'm not betting so much on Kevin Durant.
Tommy, this is where we have to have a conversation again. All right. Kevin Durant is not the player to elevate others. Other players elevate Kevin Durant. All right.
Yeah, but listen, Kevin Durant is still a number 1 player, and these young guys, they didn't need a number 1 player. He can be a number 1, and listen, it doesn't matter on any given night. He's still the number 1 best player on any team, and all these other players like Amen and all these guys, they didn't have a number 1 last year. They got it together last year. One of the better teams in the Western Conference, not an easy conference to get through. I think the addition to Kevin Durant is going to be a really good one.
It might be. I'm still going to stick with my take, though. I just think he is elevated most by other players. He's not an elevator of other players.
Yeah, but the other players don't need the other players don't need Kevin Durant to elevate them. That's what I'm saying. They were already good last season without a Kevin Durant. Now they have the Kevin Durant who can literally be that number 1 option and be that in the game time. Listen, do you want to give the ball to Kevin Durant or to Jalen Green in clutch time? I'm giving the ball to Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I mean, if those are my 2 options, I'll definitely take that. But I think here's my take:
that's who they swapped.
The loss of Fred VanVleet, though, to me,
that's the biggest hurt.
He's the glue guy that makes everybody come together. These guys coming together without Fred VanVleet's going to be a miracle, in my opinion.
I think that this is going to be a growth year with around. Listen, and this was something I talked about earlier. A couple weeks ago was what Kevin Durant are we going to get? Are we going to get the cancer Kevin Durant because he doesn't have a new contract, or are we going to get the happy Kevin Durant because he got re-signed? Well, he got re-signed, so he's not going to be the cancer Durant. Mm-hmm. We're going to have happy Durant. So this is going to be a building year for this team, and when they get Van Fleet back at the end of this season, early next season, they're going to be a team to reckon with.
Great roster. Are they the right guys? to put together. That's what has to be seen.
It's
here.
always
Great
it's always
rosters don't always win.
That's always the question.
I think that Kevin Durant is not happy whether he has a contract or not. I think he's happiest when he has Steph Curry on his team to elevate him and make him better. That's what I
tend to disagree, because he had the opportunity to go to Golden State and he said, I don't want to go there. So
no, I'm not saying he wanted to go there. I'm saying that that's the best portion of his career. If we look at his whole career,
I agree.
That is the best portion of his career when he's elevated by other players who are playmakers around him.
Yeah,
that's my take.
Enough said.
Yep.
I agree. So standings, Trey picked up where he left off last year. We need to get more people involved, though. We got 6 people.
Can we get that logo up there for this segment of the? I mean, what are we doing? Can we?
I don't know. I don't even know.
There we
go. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it.
There you go. You're quick on it. Yeah, there you go. So you got one, and that Detroit game was the difference because you were the only one that picked him. I mean, we can go look at other games too.
I'm telling you, my proudest pick right there. That was it.
That was
I also picked Atlanta when everyone picked Orlando. I did lose the Milwaukee-Toronto game at the beginning, so that kind of negates it. But I had a couple of contrarian picks that overall turned out in my favor, which was great.
Yeah, the Miami game too. You were the only one.
Detroit, Miami, and Atlanta. I got through those. Those are the 3 difference makers right there. That's where I picked up everything.
Nerf is the Bosnian 69, and then I'm third. Lyles, he's just off his game already, man. If he was on this podcast, he'd probably be 21 games, just by being on it.
Listen, I'm gonna give the guy mad respect. The guy is going all in on building Sales Dash, so I got mad respect for him. He'll eventually be back with the focus and the energy. He's hopped into the group chat group text a little bit with some takes.
Well, we need him to get back in here because I got 4 weeks in a row that I'm probably not going to be here because we got games on Wednesdays for like 4 weeks in a row, and they're all in the Valley.
Tough.
And so I probably.
Where's your school? Is it over in Eugene or where is it?
Salem.
Salem. Oh, so you got to go up a little bit.
Okay.
There. You got to go across the mountains. There's no coverage in the mountains. You ain't making that.
No. And we play in Clackamas next week, which is Portland, and then I'd have to look after that. I think we play like in Olympia. So we got like 2 trips to Washington.
We'll see if we can get Josh on the show.
We'll see if we can get him in here. Yeah,
for sure.
And Lyles, who's Chauncey's poker game?
I don't know, but I love their name.
Let me find out. I'll tell you right now. Hang on.
And if we don't get the Lyles back in here, Trey and I will sit here and yell at each other. It's fine.
Chauncey's poker game is Taylor Thomas.
Oh, is it?
Nice.
Yeah. Good job, Taylor. Taylor's off on vacation this week.
He's got the best handle in the pool for sure.
He does.
He for sure does.
Yeah. Clever.
Yeah,
pretty happy with where we left off. I'm pretty happy with that. Again, I think last year we talked about it. You got to be at 70% to have a shot. That's what I was shooting for last year. I think is what we ended up with, and we're not too far off from that. So
listen, I'm shooting to not be last.
I thought I was going to have you there for a while because there was a couple games that were in my favor. The Washington game was looking good at halftime, and then against Charlotte, and then I don't know what happened in the second half because they lost by like 20. It's like, well, there goes that game.
Yeah.
I would have picked up 1 on you there, and that would have been the difference because I would have been a 19, you would have been a 19. But
shoulda, woulda, coulda. I picked New York over Miami. I thought that they would play well, but I'm kind of down on New York this year after last year. Losing and just I think the feeling and the mood around that team. I don't know if they're gonna have a good year this year or not. I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. Just not sure yet.
Yeah, I haven't really seen him play yet. I mean, it's still early, but
yeah,
the guy that it's probably all over your socials too is BJ Edgecombe with Philly. I mean, that guy. I mean, to come into the league in your first game in the league and score 34 points.
Pretty solid.
Yeah,
pretty solid.
And then they got Tyrese Maxey comes back for the next game. I think it was and scored 43. I mean, that's a hard duo to handle, and hopefully it'll actually help Embiid. Not that I'm a Philly fan, but help Embiid stay healthy because he's not having to do everything.
Yeah. Well, they're off to a great start, and maybe they have kind of finally got the right combination. But we'll just see if it lasts. But yeah, getting guys like that can really handle the load, take the pressure off, put up some points. will definitely make it a little bit easier. Let Embiid focus on the defensive end a little bit and being a facilitator, which he's got great vision. So for somebody 7 foot in the paint, he's a great passer. When you have guys like that can fill it up, that could be a good combination, for them. They might have the right combination now. We'll see. I don't feel like they have a lot of toxicity on that team. And again, I know I've been the one who's saying maybe Joel Embiid is the problem because he's the common denominator. Maybe they'll prove me wrong this year. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, maybe so. Other ones, what about everybody's 50 pieces, just like they're going to McDonald's and getting a 50-piece nugget, It's like crazy. Because you got Luka was a point short, so that was hilarious. I don't know, you guys probably don't follow them like I do, but Austin Reeves and him, it's like just make a free throw, trolling them on social media. And then Austin Reeves comes out the next game and is at the line with 49 points and sinks both of them to score 50. Well, we also had 23 free throws in that game. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, what's really wild to me is that you currently have 9 or 10 guys that are averaging over 30 points a game. Back when Jordan, those guys were playing, you might get 1 or 2 that get to 30 points a game. Mm-hmm. And now it seems like, there's a lot of guys that have the opportunity to do that. I mean, it's pretty wild to see what somebody. I mean, Victor's just like. Did you see the picture of him?
What an alien!
Leaning over, grabbing his knees, and he's still taller than the umpire or the official.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. But I mean, it's just so easy for him. He's averaging 31 right now.
He's not settling for threes like he was last year. His 3-point attempts are way down, which makes him more dangerous because if he gets downhill in the clips I've seen of his ball handling, I mean, he's got guard skills. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just throw it up anywhere and he'll get it.
If the Spurs stay anywhere near as competent as they've been so far this year, Wemby's going to win year 2 MVP.
Yeah, I can see
that. He looks pretty dominant right now. He looks like he's taking his game to another level.
Yeah, 40 and 15, and I don't know what game that was. I mean, just in the blocks. Then in the next game, he has 9 blocks. I mean, I know he's 7'5", so it's like I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easy.
It's easier, yeah.
It's like,
what's funny is Luka hasn't played enough to officially be in the stats for points per game right now.
Yeah, because he's only played 2 games.
He's played 2 games. He's averaging 46.
Yeah.
Just goofy stats, but he looks a lot better this year, just physically. Like he looks so much better this year. Physically.
Yes, he does.
I mean, he's averaging 46, 11, and 9. I mean, that's
looks like a man on a mission, man.
Yeah, pretty insane stat line for him.
He wants to embarrass Dallas for trading him. Sure.
Yeah. What's the most 2 guys have averaged in a season? Like that, I need that stat. What's the most points?
Let's guess before we look it up.
All right, so I'm going to guess that it's got to be somewhere in the 70s. That there's probably like a 35 and
well, if you go back, I'm going to say it was like Wilt Chamberlain and like
probably somebody with Wilt.
Yeah,
I mean that's probably what it is.
Yeah,
and then outside of that, it's got to be like 65 or 70 points. Harden probably is a part of one of those because he
averaged like 38 one season.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know what 2-person, what 2-player combo.
That was in Houston, right? So who was that? Chris Paul days?
He didn't
score a lot.
Chris Paul wouldn't have scored that many points.
Yeah,
he was probably like a 23. But there's got to be a combination that was closer to 70. But like right now, just to put in perspective, Luka and Austin are at 82. 82 points a game right now. That's goofy. That's goofiness.
You could have had a couple of seasons of Dame and McCollum up there with like 70, 75 points. Because there were some seasons Dame had mid 30s and McCollum was at 25, 28, 29. But I honestly don't know who could be the best scoring duo.
That's a good question. Okay, so Elgin Baylor and Jerry West combined to average 71.7 points in 1962.
Interesting.
James Harden and Russell Westbrook averaged 61.5 in 2019-2020 for Houston.
Shaquille and Kobe.
That makes sense.
Shaquille and Kobe, 63.1 points per game in 2002 for the Lakers. Yeah. Wow. So Wilt's not even on here. Well, I guess he just scored all the points.
Yeah.
He didn't give the ball away. That's right.
Well.
Yeah, he didn't give the ball away. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so Elgin Baylor and Jerry West, the logo. So 72 points a game. That's pretty. That's like 36-35, basically, something like that.
Yeah,
that's impressive. That's impressive.
I was trying to find the free throw percentage because I don't remember if I mentioned it. I think I did last week. Jimmy and Staff is 100% for the year on free throw percentage already.
Is he really? Wow.
I'm trying to see. He has
Shouldn't be surprised.
five attempts per game, so it's not. I mean, it's 25 attempts. Aaron Gordon is also same 25 attempts. Or no, he's only got 3 games, so he's got 15. Trying to see if there's anybody else that's Shaden Sharp is 100% through 4 games, so he's got 16 attempts. Yeah, kind of crazy. 100%, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising.
No.
It's early in the year. I guess there's all the way down to like Cooper Flagg's 100%. Looks like it's about 16 guys or so that are 100% so far.
Donovan Clingan, center. That's awesome.
13, 14.
I don't know.
15,
I don't even know.
17 guys are 100%, but this is like MLB batting averages, like where people are hitting 600 through the first 5 games of the year. You know, it's like,
yep,
it'll come back to it'll regress to the mean, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that.
Ian's roommate's brother is 100%. Peyton Watson through 3 games. He's got like 5 or 6 attempts. Probably. Well, he's got 1.7 per game. So
yeah, like
4 attempts.
Nice. So last year it looks like 93. Steph led with 93.3%. So I mean, this will definitely come back down. But yeah, who's the all-time leader? Didn't Larry Bird shoot like 96% or something? 98. I can't remember what he did. He did something crazy one year. Kind of a Ted Williams kind of a thing for free throw shooting.
I don't know. Let's ask. Jose Calderon?
98.
08-09 season?
08-09. Yeah. 98.
Wow.
Now you only shot 154, or only made 154 out of 157.
Still
I'd be
pretty
curious
good.
to see, like, yeah, that's pretty good.
Probably 2 per game.
Yeah, at the end of the game, you got a couple free throws.
Yeah, you're right. Garbage time.
That's right. Garbage time free throws. Guys like, I'm solid.
Yeah.
Let's see. Calvin Murphy, 95. Ooh, Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. That dude could shoot. He was 95. Ray Allen, 95.
Was he in Denver? Is that?
He was. Yeah. Chris Jackson was his birth name. And that guy would not leave the gym until he shot a shot that felt perfect. Like that was his criteria. He would shoot until it felt absolutely perfect coming out of his hand. Jeff Hornacek, 95% in 99-2000.
Wow.
Yeah, Larry Bird's not even up there. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Other surprises in the NBA so far, or just shout outs?
Chauncey Billups getting arrested.
Yes.
Okay, so listen, I watched some of the highlights from that Terry Rozier game. Dude, I could do that. I could do what he did in those games.
I know.
Just dribbling the ball to the team, passing it right to him. Like, it doesn't look good for those guys. And I think it's only going to get worse.
When he has
what's interesting is that people are not talking about the Clippers and Kawhi Leonard.
I know. I was thinking that too when we started this.
Taking a little bit of heat off of that. By the way, Larry Bird's highest free throw percentage season was 93. 89-90.
That's okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
It's pretty mid.
Yeah, this scandal is not boding well for the NBA. And what's really concerning is that you've had people for years believe that the games are scripted, the games are rigged.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is, I didn't think about this, but the prop bets is what's really accelerated all this, because now players have much more of an impact than just trying to throw a game.
Right.
As they can impact their personal stats and do that. And it's like, why? But it's crazy they would do that when they're making tens of millions of dollars to make 20 grand or 200 grand or whatever it is. Like, it's just crazy.
Well, it's they get in a bad way. Like Terry Rozier, I saw that he had an $8 million tax lien from 23. So they just spend too much money. They don't understand. It's like
Yeah.
You're going to pay 50% of whatever you're making in tax.
Don't they take the money out of their check for taxes? Don't they?
But if you're that much of a high earner, you're still going to owe.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? Is the second you sign, you're starting to spend money that you don't have. You're not you're not collecting an NBA check yet. So you're already there's all these companies and that will lend to athletes before they ever get their contracts. So they're starting to get these money as soon as they're
take this car, you can make payments later, you can buy it later.
Exactly. Exactly. And then they start to say, hey, like maybe I could make $200,000 or $10,000 in a night sounds pretty good if I bet $2,000 on a prop bet against myself, and I can do that.
It be on the league to actually like mandate and not only financial literacy and training, but also to have like accountants who are assigned to these guys and like help them, because if they stay financially secure, they have zero reason to be involved in this stuff.
I bet they do that, but
I think they do to a degree. But it's.
I mean, how are you going to mandate it? Because they're not necessarily employees of the league, and I understand where you're coming from, but it's like anything. It seems like such common sense. And if you think about like when you manage a business, you want people to do certain things, but not everybody's going to do it.
Yeah,
I'll give you a great example: 401k matching. It's free money. You know how many employees I've gone to in my life and say, "Hey, do you want a 4% raise?" They go, "Yeah." I go, good. Contribute to your 401k and I'll match it. And they go,
probably
oh,
like
I
less
can't
than
afford
25%.
it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I can't do that. I'm like, then put $50, whatever. But you know,
put $1 in.
Yeah.
you get $5. Like, let's go.
You know,
or whatever. It's like, yeah, it's crazy to think that like they can't they can't do anything at all. But that's
but I was thinking about this after this all happened, right? And now all the headlines are on the sports bettings. And just watch an NFL game and how many commercials there are on betting.
Yeah. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Did you see ESPN?
So I saw. I was just going to say that
they had the banner.
And ESPN bet ticker. They took it off during the segment. Yeah.
And it's not like they were replacing it with another one. They just took it off. Yeah. That's right. They just took it off. But it's definitely crazy how it's become so mainstream. And I'm not a bettor, and I don't have anything against people that do bet. But in my opinion, it's not good for me psychologically to bet on something I have zero control over. I was playing mini golf and, with some guys, and we bet 10, 10, 10, 10 on the front 9, 10 on the back 9, 10 on 18. But I'm playing. Like I have a say in how that goes. I have some sort of influence. So I love betting on the golf course when it's just me. But like to me, betting on games was always not, I don't know what I would say dangerous, but it's like if somebody gets hurt and I got a prop bet on them, well, there goes that. Like I have no control over that. Or if you had a prop bet on a wide receiver and the quarterback goes down, well, that's probably over. So there's these things that happen that I don't have any control over. And so I never got into that, but man, I know it makes it more exciting. You pay more attention. Like I get all that. It's fun to win money, but I feel like, man, it's like, it's just opened up all of these organized crime and temptations that never were there before. Or if they were there, well, you really thought twice because you don't want to be the Black Sox, and experience all these kind of things.
I tend to agree, Trey, but also I think that the legalized portion of it has been able to raise flags to this because DraftKings and all these legalized sportsbooks brought this to the NBA's attention in 2023, and they kind of swept this under the rug. They suspended Terry Rozier quietly for like the rest of the season, which was like eight games, and they let him get traded. And then tried to sweep this under the rug, kind of like what they're going to do with this aspiration situation.
Yeah.
Because again, in 2023, you have to look at the chain of events. They were about to sign in 2024 a giant $75 billion media rights deal. So you don't want. I mean, this is going to be very interesting. But I tend to agree that this has opened up different areas, especially with prop bets. But I think that these kind of bookies have always existed. 80s, 90s, 50s, 70s, 90s, doesn't matter. These have always existed. And you no longer need an entire team involved. You just need one player to do this. Terry Rozier, his biggest, I think, allegation against him was he took himself out of games prematurely because he wanted his unders to hit. So if you come out of the game in the third quarter with after playing terribly, your unders are going to hit. And I think that it's helped in a way because you no longer have those those pure shady entities that can go through and do these. And now there's all the flags around it, around these major bets around Terry Rozier or Jonte Porter, who was banned last year for life for gambling. I think it helps, but again, I think we need to look at prop bets and kind of the betting that we allow, because it's so tough. And another way I think we're probably going to see more scandals is like the referees, right? I mean, referees getting paid like $40,000 a year. I mean, these guys have all the ulterior motive in the world to go out there and say, hey, I need to make another $50,000, $60,000, $80,000, and I can do it very easily.
Yeah. Well, the ref that got kicked out of the league, what was it?
Donahue.
Donnie. He said, "Man, there's a lot of it going on." Like in his opinion, and
he called like 107 times. He was calling Scott Foster right in that time frame when that probe was coming down of him. I fully believe Scott Foster is involved in all that. Obviously, alleged. That's my opinion. Yeah, but the NBA, and I think that this is why this time the NBA was not told about this investigation, because when that investigation came through, they tainted everything. The NBA was given a heads up, and they came out ahead of the investigation and said, hey, we're being investigated for this. This has happened. It's only one person, blah, blah, blah. And it gave a lot of people time to get rid of evidence, do a lot of different things. And I'm very curious to see what comes of this. I mean, there was 30 some odd people arrested, and we know of 2 of them, plus a couple of the people in the crime families. So like there's like 20 people unaccounted for that we don't know the names of and that have been indicted and involved in this. I'm very curious to see where else this leads over the next couple of years.
Did you guys saw that Bob Does Sports? That guy had like a massive parlay this weekend. Did you guys follow that? Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
They had the last leg, and I think it was a touchdown by a guy.
Cade Orton.
I don't know if they got it or not. Did they get it?
No, he was like reaching out and was like at the 1 yard line.
It was like a $300 bet that they made. They had a cash out on Sunday for like $27,000. If they held on to it and got it, they'd get $90,000. $300 bet. It was a crazy parlay, and they did. I didn't know if they got it or not, but I was curious about that. Speaking of those bets, but I mean, there's definitely an entertainment factor to it. I get it, but man, like I don't want to be the one to make those bets. I
love prop bets.
It's fun.
But again, and something I heard Jaylen Brown say is, the NBA didn't take into, or the leagues didn't take into account the players in the way that like you have fans sitting courtside screaming, "Get another rebound" during a preseason game. I mean, it's tough to I think to be in your environment, right? Like if I was working all day and my boss was yelling, "Get another load, get another load, get another load," it would be pretty tough.
I got $50 on this. Let's go.
I've got the over. Get another load.
I should totally do that.
You should definitely do that.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I don't know. Never got into it. I will say this, that my first time ever really experiencing some of these bets was I got to watch the first weekend of the Final Four, or I'm sorry, March Madness in March 2005 in Vegas. And that was cool because you'd have like, Duke would have a 30-point spread. They'd be up 31, and some little, no-name guy off the bench would get the ball and run it down to shoot a layup or a shot just to get his name in the scorebook and just kill the bet for everybody there. And that was actually pretty fun to watch people in torment over that. But yeah, I've taken the path of just betting whenever I play only and not anything else. But I'm boring like that. I live vicariously through KO.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Betting's a slippery slope. There's
it is.
It can consume people.
It's so easy. It's like everything else. It's like Amazon. I mean, you can just write on your phone.
Oh, it is. I'll tell you what. There's games like I'm like, oh, this is gonna happen, and you keep going back, and I'm betting $5 to $10.
Do they suggest bets based on what's going on? Do they ever recommend like you should bet on this, or here's the good?
Oh, they have like parlays, like Davo's parlays or popular bets and stuff. I don't usually do those because I just feel like I don't want to. Not that I know more than those guys, but I just feel like it's the algorithm pushing you to the popular people.
That's the house pushing it. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're like, "Yo, follow this guy's bet today."
Yeah,
and it's not really their bet; it's just their DraftKings bet to help DraftKings.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm gonna do a parlay, I try to like get a bunch of negative bets and then they add up, because like Patrick Mahomes at a plus 280 plus is probably a negative 150 or negative 200. So in itself, it's going to pay less than face value. But then you parlay it with a Rashee Rice 80 plus, which is a negative 110 or 150 or something like that. And then anytime probably a negative 110 for him. But you couple them together. Well, I could probably look at that because that's the bet I did. And then it gets to be plus 500 or something like that. Let me look.
Okay, so here's a question I want to know if you're willing to share it. Are you able to see your entire history of betting and if you're up or down overall?
I'm down. I looked the other day. I'm down like $150 for the year.
Okay.
So like this pick, it doesn't give me.
Where else can you spend $150 and have so much fun?
Yeah. And I'm actually probably a little bit better because that $20 wager paid me 104. So it was a 3-pick parlay plus 424. But each of those bets individually were negatives. That if you don't bet, it's basically against the money line. It's hard to explain if you've never bet.
Yeah.
And I probably
maybe that's a whole other show for a whole other day, but it is fun to live vicariously through your bets. It's enjoyable.
Listen, when the fourth quarter is brought to you by DraftKings, that's when we'll get into that.
There you go.
ESPN bets. Thanks for
I'm DraftKings, so I need to stick with that unless I could get a $1,000 kick down from ESPN bets, then I'd switch over.
Listen, I'm team Prize Picks.
Lamest, scuzziest sports betting site out there. That's who we need to get that
hit up.
Listen, there's plenty of those you can find that are like based in Sweden and still illegal in the US. I'm sure they'd sponsor us.
Yeah. It's crazy to me. There's still states you can't even bet on these things. Like I know there's pro sports.
Texas.
You can't do anything.
So I've got to use Prize Picks because that's more of like a pick 'em. As opposed to like, it's really just, it's the same thing as DraftKings. It's just like, it's legal somehow, some gray area where it's legal.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's crazy that it's not legal in certain states. If you're in certain states, you can't even participate or do that.
Well, I got screwed last week because I did a winners. You pick one winner every week for the NFL, and I didn't do it before I left. And then I was in Montana and Washington coming back. And I purposely stopped. I told my wife, I go, we're going to hit this rest area so that I could make my pick. And it didn't work in Washington. I'm like, it was only $10 for the season, but I'm like, I was 7-0. And it was a survivor pool.
That's tough.
And I was like, I'll just pick the Chiefs Monday night because, when I get back. But if you don't do it before kickoff of the first game.
So it's not rolling. Got it. Nice.
It's like, $10. There you go. And then it got me thinking, how many people do that? They do a survivor pool or something like that, and they forget to do their pick.
I've done that so many times, and that's why I've stopped doing them.
Yeah.
Prop bets for life, baby.
Yeah, exactly. So,
all right, folks, let's have a week. Get your picks in. Make sure everybody gets your picks in.
I made my picks already, Trey. Thank you.
Any other hot takes?
Yeah, you don't want to miss that.
I don't know.
Let's ask Tommy, what record does Chicago get to? Wow, I can't talk before they lose.
Great question.
That's a good question. That's a great question.
So our schedule looks a little bit interesting. Let's see who we've got next.
Sacramento, New York.
Tonight, Sacramento.
Cleveland.
So we're losing.
Detroit.
Hold on, Kale. You're getting way ahead of me here. We're going to get to 4-0 tonight. We're probably losing to New York, one of those two games. And then if not, we're losing to Philly or Milwaukee or Cleveland or San Antonio or Detroit or something.
Yeah.
But listen, I have no faith, but I will tell you this. In Pick'em, I have them beating New York both times this weekend. Let's go, baby.
Wow. All right. We'll see what happens. I'm still going with the Steelers taking on the Colts in a shocker at noon on Sunday on CBS.
Yeah, I already told you guys mine, but I think the Chiefs are going to handle the Bills easily this weekend. And I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but it's in.
I like that take, but I'm nervous that you made it. So see what happens. Yeah. Always good to see you guys.
All right, gents. Until next week. Get your picks in, everybody.
Yes.
You can't win if you don't play. Yeah, exactly.
Please.
All right,
Yeah, we got to talk about something that you made a hot take at the beginning of the season.
Okay.
How's that?
Or what?
Yeah, Genty, baby. 81 yards to start the season, 2 games through. Boy, he is not looking good right now.
There's a lot of football left. I mean, they got 15 more games, almost the old, original, full season. But this is not looking good.
No, it's not looking good at all. I was thinking about that when I was watching the game the other night. I'm like, that's the great thing about putting these hot takes out is you look like such a fool. I mean, it's 2 weeks. And I'm like, that's such a bad take. So,
I mean, in 5 weeks, I could look like a great pick again, but right now it doesn't look very good.
No, I'm not so sure about that. Well, what he meant to say was that Patrick Mahomes was going to have 1,000 yards. That's what he meant.
Yeah, he's going to lead. He's going to lead the
what
team
the heck
in rushing.
What's going on there?